First year engineering was a disaster. I almost failed all my classes and I surpassed the freshman 15. So let's take a trip down memory lane. It was basically like an indoctrination into some kind of cult. I remember they took all of us young freshmen into this large lecture theater and they began doing some weird chant. And at the time, I didn't want to be that dude that thought he was too cool to join in, so I was like, I'll conform to this cult and I'll hate on the science and art student. So the next time I see an art student, I was like, hey, what you do in my hood, boy? Must be nice when you only have one class to take, and it's finger painting. But JK guys, I ain't your typical cocky engineer and I don't discriminate. Who remembers their classes being like this? I remember showing up to my first couple of classes and the professors would be like, I have your first assignment guys. Solve these integrals and derivatives, and by the way, it's due tomorrow because this is review from high school. And I remember sitting in class and I was like, yo, someone's gotta chill because I don't even know what I ate for breakfast this morning. Studying? I don't know her. Like most engineering students, I didn't really give a shit in the beginning because I was a 90 student coming from high school. So I spent most of my time on the conference floor library trying to meet women because, well, engineering is just not the best place to meet women. Then it puts me in a bad situation because I have a shitload of assignments due and had to use a solution manual to complete all of my assignments on time. And don't even get me started on engineering labs. Those things were the most stressful things ever. Engineering labs are basically 2 or 3 questions that they give you that are super duper hard and you have to complete them within a span of 3 hours. And well, to this point guys, I've been skipping classes and using the solution manuals for all of my assignments, so I went into these things blind. And if you ever find yourself in this situation, pay close attention guys. What you gotta do is find the smartest kid in the class and just be their friend. Yeah, no, too hot. Yeah, no, too bald. Looks like he's from Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, dude looks like he plays basketball. Yeah, this guy will do just fine. Usually I would just pretend to solve the problems in the first 2 hours just to show that friend I was trying. And when there was 1 hour left, I begged for their help. And honestly, I felt really sorry for them having to deal with me because they would look at my paper and all I have down is like basic ass formulas that were written on the board. And because I knew there's only 1 hour left in that lab, they would just willingly hand over their paper to me because it'd take more time to explain it to me than for me to actually copy it down. Midterms, they were worse than final exam. This is usually when my stress, my blood pressure shoots up and I just start to cry. And this is how the freshman 15 begins. When you're stressed, your diet basically just becomes a McDonald's diet at this point, really. So at this point, you basically eat yourself to death and just make yourself feel better, really. All-nighters, basically the night where you learn 2 months of material, basically in just one night. So if you ever find yourself in a similar situation, I created an all-nighter starter pack just for your reference. So first thing you're gonna need is food, of course. And no, you're gonna need a lot more food. Next, you're gonna have to have something that will keep you up at night, like Starbucks. Wait, no, I ain't that bougie, but I am Canadian, so Tim Hortons will do. And if you're not a big fan of coffee, you got your Red Bull. And lastly, something to help comfort you when questions start looking like alien language and all your other friends are either asleep or they're lost, just like you are. Writing exams were the most annoying thing ever. You guys know how it is. Everyone crowds around the door like a pack of sheep, and then there's that one kid that tries to act really smart and he goes off on a tangent about these concepts that you don't even know about. So be that smart kid that'll be like, do you guys know the square root of 69 is 8 something? And then there's always me being like, oh shit, yeah, I don't know anything, but thanks. And then you go into the exam room and everyone's looking at each other like it's a Fast and Furious street race or something, because the moment the professor would say, go, I could hear students punching out numbers in their calculators and I'll be just sitting there like, bitch, I haven't even read the first sentence of the first damn question yet. When I actually wrote my exams, I remember being like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe, if he hollers let him go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Post-exam vibes. So what do you do when you fail all of your midterms? Well, food is always the answer, my friends. I remember my first calculus midterm, I scored a solid 25% and I was trying my hardest not to burst into tears. But I did work up the courage to go to my professor's office to try to fight for some marks just for him to say, "We don't give pity marks, sir." JK, what he actually said was, "We don't give out marks just because you did poorly on exam." So after that big rejection, I went home, well, to eat more food, of course. And while I was eating all that food, I was contemplating whether I should drop out or not and just become a stripper. And I mean, they do make quite a bit of money, right? And I also considered becoming a drug dealer, and I thought I could become the next kingpin and just be the next Asian El Chapo. My nickname in the hood would be Little Chino. Well, that was my first year engineering experience in a nutshell. And leave your comments down below, guys. I'm really curious to see if you guys actually share the same similar experience as I did. And so if you guys enjoyed this video, guys, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this.